Hi, my name is Brian. My article is Measuring Finance Performance Through Operating Business Efficient in the Global Cruise Industry, a physics benchmarking study, and on one big tree. Operating cash flow from a firm's core operation is the cash created from a company's daily operations in the setting or finance accounting the when calculate operational profit from operation display in the income state. The new cash flow from operating activities represents the net change in cash and cash equivalents as a result of those operations in comparison to traditionally profitability measures like net income. Operating cash flow might be seen as a more accounting indicator of how much a company has generated because it takes receive depreciations and liabilities into account. Because depreciation is not a cash in time operating cash flow, one of the and true picture of the company represent cash holdings that is than the falling low net incoming. To the best of the author know there is currently not study in the literature that establish benchmarks for cruise films, and that in the is the first contribution of the study. Actually, there is a maze of research that study the impact of COVID-19 hospitality industry, hotels, cruise industry, but not a study that develops finance performance and benchmarks that take these impacts into consideration. As previously started, the establishment of benchmarks is seen as critical for both industry participant companies and future entrants. Participants might use benchmarks to check their finance health and performance by comparing their individual KPI to those derived from benchmarks. Firms analyzed the benchmark frames were identified using specific criteria, which are discussed below. These results also assist the firms other consideration to examine their finance health and performance from a different perspective that that of the subject research in a uncertain environment and compare it into the other two major competitors in the industry. The fused sets theory is used to compute and analyze KPI since is It is suitable for modeling in uncertain environments. The overall contribution of these rich words is a benchmarking study for the finance performance of the three major cruise companies that can as a finance compass, both for growing companies and for the ones under examination. The remainder of the paper processed as follows. Session 2 analyze their literature review for the finance performance measurement both in the shipping industry and in the cruise subsector, but also for the future estimators method evolution. Section 3 present the type of the data, the source, the kind of measure, and the period under examination. Section 4 describes the methodology for the formation of the benchmarks by future modeling in a back contest and session. Sessions 5 illustrate the results. Finals. Section 6 discuss the feeding and session 7 conclusion. 2. Literature review. In measure the overall performance of a company measured should be finance and not finance. Finance analysts most of the times use finance key performance indicators. KPA. To measure the finance performance, it is critical to classify and select the appropriate finance indicators with measure and improving finance performance. Main finance ratios are considered to be the most appropriate finance KPI in our industry according both to the literature and the professionals using the data development analysis method of Kiran emphasized the importance of ability to predict the future price of key finance ratios and their relationship to efficiency estimates, as well as the selection of the most representative finance ratios in measure the performance of China's bank, highlighting the significance of using finance ratios in conjunction with credit risk models to assess a firm's financial position in order to prevent credit risks and anticipate the rate of corporate bankruptcy. This research was applied to Atlantic salmon industry and compared to a similar study conducted for the Nigerian Central Bank. Finance performance measurement in the shipping industry. In the shipping industry, but before Gramius Malcolm, the global finance crisis that initially in 28 the majority of researchers and professionals have turned to finance ratio analysts to assess a company finance performance. In the context of compiling a set of practical guides and it add comfort, transparency, so we would to building complete report of KPA. In this guide, they use data from the Canadian Finance Service Group, Bank of Montreal Online. This research demonstrates the significance of relating the recovered value for finance KPA to the strategic goals of each company. In addition, the necessity of adopting benchmarks in comparison to peers became clear in this industry. Marine consulting firms such as Ocean Finance advocate the computation of finance KPA as a suitable way for measure the finance performance of shipping companies for the years 2007 and 2010. It is worth noting that they also categorized the KPIs and established benchmarks for each one. Their goal was to assess the finance risk of the company and the possibility for free cash follow-ups in relation to competitors. Finally, this research is now with the need of assess the company market positions during the time period under consideration in comparison to other firms in the industry. The trend over the previous 20 years in academic research has been the chain and Wang emphasizes the significance of consistently improving shipping companies' performance in order to maintain a high market share against competitors. In their study, they examined the company finance performance by evaluating the price of certain finance ratios for the three biggest shipping companies in Taiwan from 23 to 25. They also underline the importance of focusing on certain key ratios and concludes that in addition to finance analysts, the evaluation of intellectual capital might be envelopment for finance performance measure. They also recognize the need of comparing the finance performance of companies in the same industry in the same framework. A said the finance performance of shopping companies in Taiwan using finance ratios and the primary finance indicators. They're classified the ratios based on criteria in order to identify the most representative ones for evaluating the company finance performance in order to attain and integrate evaluation. They separate the ratios, strengths and weaknesses in this. Insist on assigning appropriate weights to finance ratios in the process of establishing the finance performance of a company in alignment with the subjective perspective of each stakeholder. They use 25 finance ratios categories in six groups according to the feeding other study. The stakeholders' perspective, depending on country of origin or the type of relationship with the shipping company. It's important is estimating the weight of H ratio and B. And B. The final grouping of ratios can help assess the finance performance of the company and find strategies to improve it. Analyze the finance performance of shopping companies in order to adjust their strategic plan so that all stakeholders are satisfied. Similarly to prior surveys, there group the finance ratios to demonstrate the importance of age group in user finance performance. There are some of the various studies over the last 20 years to measure the finance performance of companies across industry, including shipping companies. These techniques are the outcome of both consulting, company practical recommendations, and academic research. Finance performance measures in the cruise industry. In the tourism sector, the finance strategy in terms of an adequate initial investment is an integral part of the business viability, especially in times of crisis. Regarding the airlines industry, companies with a low level of finance levels presented a higher finance performance after the September 11 incident. According to why sufficient initial capital seemed to be crucial for the intertemporal profitability of cruise companies. Consequently, the maximally of the profit is set as a main goal. Mentioned that companies should inspect their performance as a twist is a tool for achieving their objectives such as profitability. The finance performance constitutes the finance status of a company and is approved through the funds distribution as they are assessed by profitability, measures liquidity and capital adequacy, and thus is of great importance for a firm. A reliable technique for a company to examine its finance health and performance is the finance statement analysis. Suggestive finance ratios resulting from companies' finance statement as key performance indicators for the finance performance. Measured to the author's best knowledge, empirical result on finance performance measured in the cruise industry is Reto few. In line with this claim, notice that the finance performance dynamics throughout the cruise industry remain unexamined throughout the literature. More recently, Cyril also stated that there has been little extensive study on the final analysis and performance measure of the top 3 cruise lines. The cruise lines 4. Measure the efficiency of the cruise line is an effort to develop a network data model and evaluate the cruiser operations at 2 operation and no operation stage. Therefore, to assess the efficiency or major cruise lines coming to a conclusion that pursuing and operating more ships caused significant devout pressure and low profitability for less earning cruise lines, Royal Caribbean and Northern Cruise Line. Examiner and cruise lines finance performance throughout the efficiency and effectiveness of day-to-day operations with our difficulty directly reflecting to number of cruise passage. According to the conclusion of the study, the number of passage has a significant positive link with the net operational profit, operating income rate generate on total asset and total equality, and profits per share of cruise teams. The aforementioned unit including will be includes decreasing with the number of cruise passage increasing decrease zero pollutes in an effort to access to probability revenues of the top 3 cruise companies other and integrate finance performance evaluate approach based on a finance ratio analysis. They focus on their issue like revenue and profit growth, managerial efficient, financial leverage, and earning per share to ratios analysis. En este caso lo que estamos planteando es cómo puede reaccionar la industria, cómo piensa reaccionar la industria frente al cambio, frente al reintegro de la producción o del proceso. Uno de los factores es cómo y cuál va a ser la metodología de la refinanciación y cuáles van a ser las innovaciones que va a tener la industria para poder llamar a la mayor cantidad de público posible para volver a sus operaciones normales, a sus índices de ingresos normales y sus ingresos de personal. Debido a que y de pasajeros, debido a que a mayor ingreso de pasajeros viene entrando una mayor liquidez para la compañía para poder así solventar todos los costos y los gastos que se generaron para poder reiniciar las operaciones. Eso es especialmente lo que se está como buscando o dándonos a entender hasta este punto. Se está realizando todo el análisis donde son tomados los modelos de difusión y el cambio del crecimiento de la industria del turismo. Es el cambio lo cual nos está impulsando a buscar nuevas metodologías y nuevos recursos para poder implementar y lograr subsistir la operación saliendo del proceso de lo que es el COVID-19.